Well, we seem to be on a bit of a Mazda roll. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had the CX-5, one of Andrea's favorites. I encourage you to click the link above to watch that video. Now, what are we driving today?
We've got the Mazda CX-9.
I think I like it more, but I'm gonna paint a picture. I'm gonna tell a story about why this might actually be a better buy.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll do that.
Paint away.
Now, we should mention right away, in the three-row midsize utility space, this is not the biggest.
No, we can definitely agree on that. We've got a couple new competitors, and let's face it, most, I think, who are buying a 7-seater are going bigger, not smaller.
Yeah, you know, some people criticized the last video, the CX-5, because they said, I dumped the mummy vehicles on you,
Oh, yeah.
and you drove it, so I'll start first.
Okay.
All right, and I should point out that Andrea drove the 911 Carrera recently.
I did.
That's
so it's not all mummy vehicles.
That's hot mummy vehicles. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. Well, you know everything's politically correct these days, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder if someone's ever going to complain that we call these mummy mobiles. What about daddy mobiles?
Actually, it's funny that you said that. I was just going to say, you're driving first. Isn't this a daddy mobile? I think it could be. Why not?
And there's plenty of stay-at-home dads.
That's right.
They need to move the kids. They need to go to soccer practice,
That's
ballet
right.
practice, all that kind of stuff.
That's right. And I can take maybe the sports car to work.
There you go. I have to say, first of all, I like the interior of this car better than the CX-5.
Really?
Yeah, I think I do. I like the layout of the center console. I like the more broad shoulders. You can get a bigger screen. It's still really, really slow.
It's really slow.
But it's bigger. It's bigger and slower.
I'm surprised to hear that. I thought you would like something that had a sportier feel to it, maybe a little bit more compact. Yeah. Maybe it's because of your broad shoulders. You need a wider...
That's it. When people think of broad shoulders, they think of Zork Spengler. No. I think it's basically because if I'm going to have a utility and it's not going to be a sort of like a real performance sort of thing, then I'm just going to have the best sort of all-round package. And I'm going to paint a little picture about why I think this might be a better package than getting a top trim of the CX-5.
Okay.
Okay, before we get there, I just want to talk about some of the stuff on the inside.
Okay.
So we should touch on this. We referenced it already. The infotainment screen is slow.
It's really slow. It takes a while to load anything that you want to listen to. You move from...
It's when you start it up.
But initially, I was really surprised how slow it is.
So here's a perfect example. Andrea likes Hits 1 on satellite radio, which I detest.
I'm a real poppy gal.
I know, you like the pop tunes. I like the Spectrum, which gives you the new music and the old music mixed together, which is kind of my jam. But to hit the channel list, I'm driving as I'm having to listen to Hits 1, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and it feels like an eternity. I know these are first world problems, but other vehicles you get on and bam, it's right away.
They're quick.
And that is something that they really need to work on. And you know what? The nice thing is, because you can get the bigger screen, it looks more fitting in this product. In the CX-5, the screen looks kind of small.
It's smaller, but overall, when you look at this interior, it is quite beautiful, as is the CX-5. It has a high-end feel to it. And generally, Mazda does a really nice job with their interiors. I mean, I'm a big fan. I've said that before. I find it difficult to find fault with this.
Okay, this is the signature trim. This is their top trim. So with that, you get Napa leather seats, which is a higher grade seat. You get some wood accents, and you also get more stitching around the car as well.
And these perforated seats, I have to tell you, I love this color combination. I know white seats get dirty.
This is a gong show.
Especially with jeans. I love it. I love the red exterior with this white.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just warning anybody, please listen to me. Don't listen to Andrea on this one, because you will have to always be cleaning the seats. If you have denim jeans that transfer the dye onto
Yeah.
the seats. It's a gong show.
Yeah, but it sure looks pretty when it's new.
By the way, gong show, is that a reference that young people today even know what the
No.
gong show was?
Absolutely not.
The Gong Show was one of the greatest TV shows of all
Yeah.
time. I encourage you to look up Gong Show.
Yeah.
And it was
pretty good. I don't know if it was like amazing, but it was pretty good.
It was a bit of a gong show.
Yes.
Okay, now space. Now we touched on it a little bit at the beginning. So this is maybe an urban 3-row utility. It's interesting because we had the Cadillac XT6 recently,
Yeah.
and we talked about it isn't the biggest. It's kind of
No.
a tweener. So is this between, say, a CX-5 and a Palisade and Telluride?
Totally. Look at interior, exterior, drive, the sportiness of the drive and the power. Mazda is top notch here. What they are not competitive with is space. So your third row is only used in a pinch, and the cargo space, I find it a little bit challenging.
With the third seat up.
With the third seat up, it's not a lot of space. So it's not competitive in that area. If you want something bigger, you want the 7 seats up at all times, you're gonna have to go with another
Something.
brand.
Just out for a Saturday morning with my gal.
It's what we do. It's the only day where there's no rain. It's been tragic here for
It's
weather.
been tragic.
I called it. Good
You called
weather
what?
in April and May
Yeah.
leads to poor weather in the summer in Vancouver.
Summer's not over.
You can't have it
Summer's
all.
going to come charging back. You wait.
Yeah? When?
For 2 weeks.
And then it's fall.
Then it's back to the rain.
Then it's winter.
Now, speaking of that third row seat, there's one product on their top trim that has the power folding third row, and that's Palisade. You don't get it in Telluride. You don't get it in Highlander. You certainly don't get it with this. And the other thing is, this vehicle is $51,000, and you've got just a single small sunroof.
Which is maybe okay for you, but not okay for me, because I like a bigger sunroof. And if I'm spending $51,000, I'm going to need that.
Yeah, and these are things they can work on. So pick up the pace with the head unit, make that faster.
Yeah.
Also, you know, the big sunroof. And here's the thing. The liftgate at the back, this is the only 3-row utility I bang my head on the liftgate. It doesn't go up high
it's
enough.
short.
Yeah, it's the,
I wonder though if
Are you saying I'm
if
short?
you-
No, it's not short. It's just not tall enough. It should be taller,
okay,
not shorter.
Okay.
You get it?
I got it.
I got the shot with the broad shoulders, and now I
Yeah.
get the shot with my height.
Okay.
I am
okay.
6 feet. kind of.
Honestly, they're not really shots. It's just
I'm sensitive.
maybe.
All right.
Maybe sensitive.
All right, I'm going to go into the luxurious Napa leather covered passenger seat, and you get to drive.
Okay. Daddy Mobile, here I come.
Oh, nice. Another shot. Even as a passenger, just more room.
More
I
room.
like that.
Yeah, and it handles so well for a 7-seater.
We did back-to-back. Now, these videos didn't go back-to-back.
No.
But we went back-to-back CX-5 with CX-9. I can't tell the difference in power with the bigger vehicle. Like, you would think you're adding more weight, a third row, you would like, oh, this is going to be like...
I often wonder, though, if you had a full carload of
Yeah.
7 seats, you would definitely feel that it's slower.
Yeah, maybe, but...
Maybe not as peppy.
Everyday situations, I got out of one, I dropped it off, I got the other one, and I'm like, this feels fine.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
it doesn't feel slow and pokey in any way. So, do you want to do the numbers on the horsepower and all that, or you want to leave it to me?
You can do that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. If you use premium gas, if you use regular gas, it goes down to 227 horsepower. And I would say for most people, you know, driving around town, going to work, whatever, the 227 is going to be fine. It's maybe when you're, like you said, going with more people on the highway or whatever, you might want to
Feel a little bit slower, yeah.
So the CX-5 we had was the top trim signature. You remember how much it was?
Yeah, 41,000.
Okay, I'm going to paint a picture why I think this is a better buy. Okay, so that vehicle, you can, well, just say roughly 40, because the GT has the same engine and it's 40.
Okay.
And then the signature has the Napa leather.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So right around $40,000. this starts at 40, and you already get the turbocharged engine as standard equipment.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you go up one from the base model, which is called the GSL, and the L stands for
leather.
So you're getting a leather interior, you're getting a 10-way power driver seat, you're getting a heated steering wheel and other features, and that's $43,000. So it's just $2,000 more, $2,000 or $3,000 more than the turbocharged version of the CX-5.
Okay.
And you know how I found this out?
How?
Somebody on the comments below pointed that out.
Oh.
And they said when they cross-shop the two, it made much more sense to just get this, maybe not the top trim, but you get the turbo engine, you get a bigger vehicle, you get the leather seats, you get heated seats, you get all that, and it's just a couple grand more.
Okay, how about we paint another picture? The person who's buying the CX-5 is single, maybe is married, but no kids.
Right.
What would be the desire to buy the CX-9?
Exactly.
It wouldn't be.
They wouldn't.
No.
But you know.
So I think it's a small percentage of people that would probably pick the CX-9 over the CX-5 if they didn't have a family and actually needed the space of 7 seats.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think most people who are buying utility vehicles probably have a kid, or they got a kid on the way. They're making plans.
Do you think so, even with the compact SUV? Because we've talked about this before, where you said they're selling like hotcakes, even a single person.
But I would say a single person or a couple are going the smaller one. They're going like the CX-30.
Yes.
So the CX-5, I think, is the mummy mobile or the daddy mobile. But I think that the CX-30 is the mummy and daddy mobile in waiting.
Okay. Wow, we're really analyzing this, aren't we?
Or the CX-30 is the grandmommy and daddy mobile when the
Okay.
kids have left.
Okay, kids have left, and then we're now grandparents, and we have to cart a few kids around again.
Back to a CX-9.
Back to CX-9.
We can't get away from it.
No, we can't.
So I encourage people to click on the links that I'm going to put up here. One is for Palisade, and the other one is for the new Highlander. And we like them both.
We did.
But how does this stack up in comparison to, let's do Palisade first, because you really like the interior of that.
I did. I think that Hyundai's done a great job with the Palisade with the interior. It drove quite well for such a large vehicle. You had the space, you had great cargo.
Engine was really good.
Engine was really good, and it looked very stately looking. I like the look of it.
Okay, Highlander.
Highlander, I enjoyed the drive. I liked the exterior. I think that they could have done a lot more with the interior. And I'm not sure if it's a super comfortable 7-seater on a long trip.
It's your money. You need that extra row. You're not getting the compact utility of the bunch. Okay, we'll throw the Cadillac XT6 in there because I know you really like that one. Which one are you going to get?
Okay, it is between the Cadillac and this Mazda. I really like the Cadillac, but the Cadillac is not super spacious. It is definitely in a pinch, the third row. So for handling, for beautiful interior, for a sporty looking, clean, crisp exterior, the Mazda's it for me, the CX-9.
Because this is a lot less expensive than a Cadillac.
Yes, that is true.
So we kind of painted a picture about which one you should buy. If you're looking at top-end signature trim of CX-5, maybe consider a lower-end trim of this. You get a lot of features for just a few $1,000s more. Have I sold you? Would you get a GSL version of this or the top signature CX-5?
I like a compact SUV, so I'm going with the CX-5, but if I need space, this is the one.
This is the one I get because I just like the layout of the interior better. I like the extra room. I like the extra space. That's the one I buy. Car Cost Canada provides the dealer's cost, a list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH to become an expert member and get access to exclusive and powerful savings. The link is in the description below.